Welcome back. Now, the Bank of Namibia is spearheading the 2024 Tertiary Institutions Debating Challenge that brings together some of the brightest minds from across the nation's universities who will be debating on newly discovered natural resources. Now, Suzette Apollus, who is the public education specialist at the Bank of Namibia, as well as Abraham Angula, the best speaker at the 2024 Tertiary Institutions Debating Challenge, are now joining us to discuss the importance of the debate challenge. A very good evening to you both, and thank you so much for being here.
Hi.
Hi, thank you. Thank you very much, Moka.
Well, first of all, talk to us about the aim of the 2024 Tertiary Institutions Debating Challenge, Suzette, and equally, of course, what criteria was used to select the participants for this year's debate?
Okay. So the Bank of Namibia Tertiary Institutions Debating Challenge is basically one of the bank's major public education initiatives that the bank has. It's our flagship initiative. And the aim of this initiative is to bring together, give a voice to the youth and students, and bring them and give them a platform to air their views and to also debate issues that affect us all, economic issues that affect us all. Right. So yes, it's important for the youth to also have a platform where they can air their opinions. Mm-hmm. As far as the criteria that was used, basically this competition was open for all tertiary institutions that wanted to enter, mm-hmm. As long as you're a student of the institution. And in fact, they didn't need to be economic students or from debating clubs, because the ultimate aim of this was to give them a platform to learn and to discuss and to debate these issues. Mm-hmm. We've had a long day, but a very fulfilling day, because we've come to the end of the debating competition today.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Abraham, how important was it for you to participate in this challenge, and what was the debate, or what has the debate taught you about, managing new resources, natural resources overall?
I think for me, participating in the competition was quite significant, particularly because you get to learn so much, not only from the fellow speakers, but as well as the adjudicators who are adjudicating us. Some of them are professionals in this field. A lot of them have PhDs and master's degrees in these various fields. So it's very educational, the feedback that we get from adjudicators. I think it's just really a platform for you to be able to grow as a debater, and also just as a human being, the things that you learn. So it is very, very important for me to participate in this competition, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Great. Now, let's talk about the importance of debating the topic of economic diversification in countries, especially where newly discovered natural resources such as our country is. How important and imperative is it really?
I think where we find ourselves at this moment in time, at this juncture for Namibia, it is critically important to debate this issue, especially around diversification in relation to the topic that we've had, our newly found natural resources, and so that we can learn and avoid the pitfalls that other countries have succumbed to. So therefore, we want to hear all the voices and bring this topic to the fore. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Abraham, feel free to jump in, of course, if you feel like there's something that Suzette perhaps left out.
No, she didn't leave anything out, but I would say I think it's very important, and that's one thing that I'd like to thank the bank for as well, for giving young people this opportunity to engage on something like this. Because particularly where we are as a country now, we're at a little bit of a crossroads where we've discovered this new resources like many countries have before. And the question is, how do we best utilize it? Right. So having a platform like this that the bank provided for us, I think is very impactful, because it gives young people and also the general public as well the ability to understand what this resource is, what it looks like, and also how it can positively affect the Namibian nation. So in terms of that, I think it was a very good platform for information and for people to learn about this particular thing.
So you would say that participating in this debate challenge, benefited the students as well as the educational institutions as a whole?
Yes, 100%. I think the students in large part benefited from this engagement, because not only do you learn so much, but also I think the education that you get from there is something that you can go and spread at your university as well. Bank of Namibia invited a plethora of different institutions, and I think in doing that, it now means that myself that goes to University of Namibia, people that go to NAST, people that go to IUM or Lingua, they can go back to their respective universities and start also telling fellow students about this. Right. And yeah, this is very important, obviously, because it's the broader education for the Namibian youth.
So highlight some of the challenges or the moments that you enjoyed this debate.
I think some of the challenges for the debate competition were just the preparation. So sometimes you don't really know a lot about some of these things, because it's also very intricate topics. So that was a large part of the challenges. As for the benefits or what I thoroughly enjoyed, I think just having the debates. I think it's always something that's very fun and engaging for me. Learning from my fellow students and from everyone else, and of course winning was very fun. So yeah.
Perhaps in the preparation, how long did it take you to prepare? And what exactly were you preparing?
So for the preparation, because the motions that we had, or the topics, we call them motions, were surrounding the resource curse and the Dutch disease. So it was a little bit tricky. So the preparation took us about, let's say, 3 to 4 weeks to get ready, try and understand these topics, do a lot of research. So preparing for the motions, that was the most difficult part, just trying to get through all of that. Yeah, so that was the biggest challenge in that.
Now, in what ways do you think that the discussions and also the outcomes from the debate could influence perhaps the policymakers and the stakeholders in the country that are facing the prospects of these newly discovered natural resources?
Yeah. You know, Milka, as a bank, we deem discussions and debates of this nature of extreme importance. It's very, very important and imperative. As you know, or you may know, Namibia, the Bank of Namibia is the advisor to government, and thus we play a crucial role in policy conceptualization and that process. So in bringing these discussions to the fore, it serves as an important platform where public voices are heard to inform and enhance our own policy conceptualization process. So that's basically why we're doing it and why we deem that it is very important. Yeah.
And I think it's also very, interesting that the fact that you were having this debate, and then we had the Children's Parliament, where children were debating issues in the Parliament of Namibia, and it just, comes together as a very important thing where the youth are now being exposed, to very important issues that affect them, Abraham.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Because I think the narrative of the youth being the leaders of tomorrow is kind of very old. I think we're the leaders of today, we're the leaders of now, and it's up to us to try and effect, whether it be policy or anything else, in any way that we can. And I think it's very important, like I was saying, very thank you to Bank of Namibia for providing us with this platform, because it really gives us the ability to try and do this. And as youth also, for us to also bring our part to the table, have these discussions, these engagements. I think it's also very important for us as youth to stop asking ourselves what the country can do for us, and also start asking ourselves what we can do for the country. And I think having these debates and discussions like Bank of Namibia provides us the platform for is very important in doing that.
Right. Well, Suzette, as a way of going forward, what now after this debate, and what can we expect next?
What can we expect next? The students that have participated are very, very happy because, of course, there have been some lucrative prizes that have been given out. And what we plan now is to just get the ball rolling with our other public education initiatives also aimed at the youth. We've got the upcoming high school competition, so that's next. But also in terms of TIC, the Tertiary Institutions Debating Challenge, we just want it to become bigger and better. This is the 4th year that we've hosted this competition, and since its inception, it has really just grown from strength to strength. So the planning will definitely also kick in motion. I will learn lessons from where we will take it from there and make the competition just bigger and better. Yeah.
And as A word of closing, Abraham. Do you have any advice for future participants, and perhaps Suzette for organizers to make the challenge in future better, or to handle the topics, or especially that topic of natural resources more effectively, perhaps?
I think for me, I would say, I think it's very important also for future participants to just keep educating themselves on everything that they can regarding resources. But not only that, I think just general news as well, because it's something that's supposed to lead you into more growth. So I don't think just when the Bank of Namibia announces the institutional challenge and you see the prize money, that's when you start reading newspaper, that's when you start watching news. It's a process that you grow into. So for any future participants, I would just advise to keep going from strength to strength, keep trying to educate yourself, because like they say, education is one of the biggest keys to success that you can have. So if you can keep yourself informed, I don't think you can ever slack behind, whether it be in debate, but also in the real world and in life as well. So that's the advice I'd give.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think I couldn't have said it better than Abraham, but just in closing, I would like to urge the youth to really get into this topic. We've been going throughout the regions with our governor on stakeholder engagements, and recently we've gone to Ludritz to also discuss exactly this very same topic on the resource curse and the Dutch disease. And his appeal always is for the youth to align themselves to these things that are coming and to make themselves get ready, to inform themselves, to read and to study, so that we are ready when these things come and our own Namibians can be empowered and can be employed and can play a major role in this sector and contribute significantly.
Absolutely. Well, let me thank you, the two of you, for, of course, coming here and sharing that information with us. And certainly we hope that the youth out there is going to heed the call to position themselves, as the future, as the now leaders, as Abraham said, and so that they can take it up from where it's going to be left off. Thank you once again for being here.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it. Of course, our guests in the studio, Suzette Apollus, who is the public education specialist at the Bank of Namibia, as well as Abraham Angula, who is the best speaker. And we have been speaking, of course, about the Bank of Namibia debate challenge that just concluded. Well, we'll be back with more.